Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be covering the Nexium cult, which it's just like, but before we do that, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because these videos actually take a really long time to make, and you'd be doing me the biggest favor if you actually did do those things. But without further ado, let's cover the Nexium cult. So a guy named Keith Rainier started Nexium in 1998 near Albany, New York. He pretended that it was all about helping people, which, you psychopath, you know what it was for. He called himself Vanguard, and he called his other friend, Nancy Saltzman, Prefect. He called her Prefect. And this kind of gave them special boss-sounding names, so, like, they sound special or something, which is a occurring thing when it comes to these cults. It's weird. They have ego complex. Nexium offered executive success, which, executive success classes promising stuff like super confidence, also brainwashing, but they costed a ton of money, and they were also like really brainwashing, and people actually did, pay a lot of money for this, including like the Brahmin sisters. They paid millions of dollars thinking it was going to offer some type of super prosperity. At first, people thought it was just like a self-help group, and that it wasn't a cult, and it was just a place for self-help, and like you could just help yourself by going there. It wasn't. I don't know why they ever don't do background checks on these places. A secret women's group in 2015, which called itself DOS, was basically a place where women were, and Keith was their Grand Master, which that's why members like Allison Mack would go out and recruit these women. They would bring them back, and they would promise like empowerment or something, but no, they just sold them in. So that was not good. And they also branded women. Now, for those who do not know what being branded is, it is basically where it's like a logo and it is attached to an iron stick, and the logo is extremely hot. It could be like a slogan or a symbol. And what they will do is they will take this and they will sear it onto your skin. So that logo is going to be forever burned into whatever part of the body they choose to put it in. Were also branded into their private parts, and it would say like the cult leader's like initials, but they said, oh, it's not his initials, it's just like symbolic, which is wild. And they had to give collateral, meaning they had to give their nudes. They had to give basically reassurance, so like if they ever betrayed the cult, they could use that as blackmail, which is absolutely insane. The punishment included cold showers, strap whipping, sleep deprivation, starving. Also, they would obey Keith's twisted rules. Sarah Edomson and a couple other women joined this group, and they were blindfolded, and a doctor branded Keith's initials onto their lower belly. DOS women were starved to 500 calories a day, which a lot of people don't actually know how insane that actually is. For example, the average human needs about 2,000 or 500 calories a day. Depending on how much you weigh, will depend on how much calories you need a day. And 500 calories a day is not that much food. Women could not have, there were no periods, and they could not remove any pubic hair. This was because so Keith would have thinner women later, which it is crazy. And their sleep was stolen by something that Keith called readiness drills. So it was basically you had to answer something or like a message at any part of the day. So it would be either morning, night, noon, it didn't matter. And if you missed these messages, you would get punished or shamed for it. DOS basically acted like, so women were, there was a lot of, which is absolutely wild. And they were forced to recruit others under punishment or shame. They were basically forced to recruit other people out of being threatened or punished. In June 2019, a jury convicted Keith on racketeering, forced labor, wire fraud after only 5 hours of deliberation. In October of 2020, this happened 5 years ago, which, when you really think about it, is not long. But in October of 2020, he was sentenced to 120 years in prison. Also, was fined a $1.75 million fine and a $3.5 million fine, or not a fine, but a restoration to the victims. The Smallville actress pleaded guilty, and I'm just now realizing this, but Allison Mark, the one that helped this dude basically recruiting people, She played in Smallville. For those who do not know what Smallville is, it was basically a Superman show. And she was in it. But yeah, she pleaded guilty in 2019. She admitted to branding women, recruiting. Well, what else did she do? She only got 3 years in prison, and she got a $20,000 fine. She was released in July of early 2023. Which is absolutely insane. For the stuff she did, she got off lightly, bro. Bro, she should be thanking Jesus Christ she even has any freedom, bro. I mean, I don't believe in luck, and I don't believe luck exists, but she got lucky, dude. Like, Claire Brofman, oh yeah, she pleaded guilty too. She pleaded guilty to fraud/immigration conspiracy. And in 2020, she was sentenced to 81 months in prison. She was fined and she was forced to forfeit $6 million. Nancy Saltzman, she got 42 months in prison. Yeah, she pleaded guilty also for racketeering conspiracy. And Laura Saltzman pleaded guilty and avoided prison. But yeah, that was the Nexium cult, which is why that's insane. But yeah, that was the cult. What are we left with now? Oh, by the way, we hit 80,000 subscribers, which that is mind-blowing. I'm so thankful for all of you guys, and I thank God every day for the stuff I have. When it comes to you guys, I love it. I love you guys. But yeah, it's so crazy to think that there's 80,000 of you just subscribed watching this stuff. Yeah, that's dope. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because these videos actually take a really long time to make, and you'd be doing me the biggest favor if you actually did do those things. But yeah, I feel like that's about it. Love you. I thank you. I love you, and God bless.